I'm Summer, and welcome to Lockdown Lounge Last Call.
Where we gonna have this conversation and sip on these drinks. Hi, Summer.
Hey, you ready for some brunch tea?
Mm-hmm. You see me, I'm ready.
That Bloody Mary looks really good. And if you guys think so too, Bloody Maria. If you guys think so too, go ahead and watch the part 1 of this video to get the recipe as I sip on my Rod Mosa. Thank you, Rod, if you see this.
Since me and Summer made brunch drinks today, we decided our conversation topic was going to be all about brunch.
And the reason why we're doing brunch today is brunch is such, or let me reverse that. New Year's Day is a great brunch day. And since it is the new year, happy 2021. Hopefully it is not 2020, the next generation. We decided that we were gonna, drink some brunch drinks and play a game for our first video of the year. Myra's first video of the year.
Hey, first video of the year. All right, so this is how the game goes, guys. We are gonna pick brunch customers. So what I mean by it is a certain category of brunch customer that you fall under. You might be the church folks. You might be the family that comes in on brunch. You might be the professional blogger that blogs about brunch all the time. We're going to rate you. 1, we cannot stand serving you. 10, we love serving you, and we love when you come in. So we're going to give our rating, and then we're going to explain our rating, okay? So without further ado, let's start with our first customer for brunch, the church folks. What you giving them, Summer?
I got to give them 1.
I'm giving them 2. I'm sorry, church folks, because I'm a church goer. I'm giving y'all a 2. You want to give your explanation on why?
So in my experience, folks that come to brunch, Sunday brunch in particular, they come to brunch after church, and depending on the type of churchgoer, and it's the specific type of churchgoer that I'm giving this rating for, like the older folks with the big hats and the nice suit, only go out to eat on Sundays, and then they come for brunch, and then they want their everything a particular way. Yes. Oh, I need my poached eggs to be hard. I need my eggs to be scrambled with cheese. They want all the coffee and all the tea, but they're not drinking, and they sit there and they camp, and they're like, don't tend to tip that well. They're just very, very particular.
Yes.
With a lot of modifications on food, and it's not really worth the effort as a server.
All of that is correct. Y'all, I love y'all, my church peoples, my church family. But first of all, y'all come in hungry, so y'all come in hangry and ornery with us. And y'all want to eat right away, and nothing can take too long. And y'all already put your tithes and offerings in the basket, so y'all not very generous with y'all tip. Y'all sit there and just, oh my goodness, y'all just wear us out. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but I feel like y'all don't bring Jesus to brunch. y'all don't bring the Jesus mentality to brunch. You don't bring the patience, the understanding, or the charity of Jesus. I'm sorry. I said it. I know I'm going to get it for that, but I said what I said. Next category, families that come in for brunch.
What type of family? What do you mean? Like the parents with the little kids?
Parents with the kids. Families with parents, kids, the whole 9 yards.
I would say for me, it was probably going to be around a 5.
Mine is going to be a 4. And
you
it's
go first.
Messed up because I have a family.
Yeah.
As far as the standard of me and 2 kids and a man. But I know what my kids do. So I don't look forward to the kids get antsy and they need their toys and they need their crowns and they mess up your table, and your table is brunch is a very get them in and out quick kind of thing. And when you have kids, they tend to make a mess and want a lot and then don't eat a lot. So you're doing the most for the family tables. You're getting them napkins, you're getting them boxes, and don't get me wrong, I can do all that. But as far as brunch being easy, y'all don't make brunch the easiest, the families. So I give you all a 4 just because of the messiness factor of it.
I give a 5 because of the kids. Young kids tend to be a little more difficult. But then I also give it a 5 because a lot of times, like, brunch is such a treat for the parents that, you know, they're like, I'm gonna have my mimosas. Or, you know, one parent will be the sober one and the other one would be the one that's like, keep them coming. And then they know that their kids are being a handful, so they tip appropriately. But then you also have the other side where, you know, they're so just drained. The parents are so drained and their kids are making such a mess. And they're like, thank God they're not making this mess at home and I don't have to clean it up. And then they don't tip appropriately. So I'm in the middle because sometimes it's to my benefit, sometimes it's not. Either way, I'm gonna have a big mess to clean up.
Next category, the professional bruncher. So this is the person that knows the chef at the restaurant, knows the whole menu, and gets the special stuff and has something named after them on the menu half the time.
I don't think I really know anybody that falls into that category. Like the regulars that come in, I tend to prefer regulars. So I'll say an 8.
Yeah, I give it about an 8 too. Because I've had some people that are like just that I never see them except for brunch.
And I never worked brunch because I hate working brunch. Okay. So that's another video.
Okay, so I used to work brunch a lot. To the point where I had brunch down to a science. And I had a lot of regulars that were just professional brunchers. You only saw, and there was some couples in particular, I think, that were fans of you, Summer.
Oh yeah, they sat at one particular booth. They actually pet set for me and Marcel. Yeah.
They sat in their same little spot. They were the same
thing every single week.
You could have named their stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so them, they would be a 10. I love them.
But you got to go the whole category though. Every professional bruncher. So then I give it an 8 as well because they're easy to serve because they already know what they want to a T. But if you get it wrong or the kitchen's like wrong, like then there's hell to pay. And they tip consistently, but you're never going to get a huge nice tip from them. So they're a consistent person, so I give them an 8 for that. Next, and I mean, you could put them on the professional bruncher line, the gays. 10, honey, 10s off the board.
Yeah.
10s.
Well,
I love when the gays come out.
It depends.
Not for me.
Are we talking about like gays in general? Are we talking about homosexual men? Are we talking about the women too? Like,
oh, that's a good question. I will lump them all together, and this is why. Because I get 10. I mean, I've never had a bad experience with a group of gay men, with a group of lesbians, with a group of transgenders. They always come in. They are simple and they like what they like and they drink what they drink. They don't throw a lot at me and they tip.
So I'm gonna have the unpopular opinion. I will put like the gay men, the brunchers, at like a 10, but I will put like a group of lesbians probably down at an 8 or a 7. And it's just from based on experience, like I tend to get tipped better. We had this video discussion of who tips better, but I feel like the gays are so fun and they're so like, you know, hype, and they rope you into their conversation, and they, you know, you're one of the girlfriends. Like it's really fun to interact and serve that table. And I never mind it. But then on the other hand, like with the other groups, you're not as included in the group or the conversation, so it's not as fun for me. And then the tip doesn't really reflect that. Like, I don't know, it's a different vibe. It's not, I know I'm making a broad generalization, but it's based on my experience. And I am sure I can actually, some of my favorite regulars are lesbians and they tip amazingly. It's just like the brunch crowd, I've seen that it's
brunch is fickle.
Yeah.
Brunch is fickle. It really, I really don't think it's like, when we're bringing up these types of people, guys, as far as the church folks and this person, we're really just bringing up the fickleness of brunch in general. Because I'm not saying that all church folks act like what I said previously. Yeah. Not all church folks come in acting like that. Some church folks come in with the spirit in their heart, and they sit and they enjoy everything, and they don't give you a hard time, and they tip well. But we're just saying brunch is a fickle mistress. Yeah. And when you're working the brunch, you hope to get certain things, but the ones that you get that you can't stand come in a certain clump of group sometimes.
Virus is trying. All right,
next category was
Virus is trying to help me pull my foot out of my mouth, basically. But anyway, next.
Being a sister girl, you know. Next category: servers and bartenders who actually get a Sunday off to go to brunch. Tens,
all around. Because they are. This is, of course, the easiest because they know what it's like to be in the trenches. They're patient. They tend not to be as upset when you like mess up their order. Modifications are usually low. They tip so bartenders and servers in general tend to over tip.
They know what we go through. They appreciate being there. They're gonna tip fantastic because they are in the industry, and they're gonna drink and eat all the food. Like when we've been out to some brunches, like the group of us running around DC going to the brunches. They love having us because we get all the food and all the drinks, and we're tipping ridiculous. Like you
on top of being auto-graded.
And you get us. You kind of want to leave after you get up. He's like, I don't even need to work the rest of the shift. I'm good. I'm done. I can enjoy the rest of my Sunday. You will hit your goal, your tip goal, messing around with us. All right, next category. The group of women, and I'm going to a specific group of women. The group of women that come in that are part of a group, like a chain of commerce. You know what I'm talking about?
Or like sorority sisters.
They're a part of an organization is what I mean. Go ahead, because I'm about to rate this really low.
You go first.
If I could give you guys a 0, I absolutely would. I hate your guts. I hate your guts. I hate everything you stand for. I hate you, your mama, your sister, your brother, your dog. I hate you. Y'all heifers come in there and y'all are always rude and condescending and think that you are better than somebody, and you making sure like you always got somebody that's the head of the hostess who's dictating what's going on. And then if we tell you that something can't happen, like you go, oh, I know that the menu says you can't substitute this, but can you substitute this? I cannot stand y'all. Y'all are the worst. 0. Go ahead, Summer.
I cannot follow that up. I would say personally, I have never had to serve these people because I primarily bartend and I never had to be on parties. So I don't have an opinion. And I will defer to Marissa's expertise.
Man, the female organization groups that come in on the brunch Sundays, y'all heifers get on my nerves. And like y'all, the funny thing is half y'all organizations are all about the sisterhood and the bonding, but y'all just terrorize the female servers. And then y'all are nicer to the male servers. It's all across the board. I just don't like the moves y'all make.
I feel like that's women in general, which is why I lumped, I rated lesbians a little bit lower. It's because I feel like group of females tend to even, like, that's been my experience, but Mars, obviously, I'm looking at her, she disagrees.
No, because it's not all women. I'm about to say, I have groups of women that are my regulars that are awesome. I mean, several groups of women. So I think it's just a certain types of women that act like that. For example, the organization, sorority, blah, 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 people. All right, guys. So we got one more category before we wrap this up because this is just pure chaos in my house again. Ugh. All right, last category. Straight heterosexual male groups. Straight and heterosexual are the same thing, but whatever.
I feel like that's no longer correct. And we can have a whole discussion about whether straight and heterosexual are the same thing.
Ooh, wait a minute.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding, but I'm not that woke. If I was that woke, I'd go back to sleep.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Opening up can of worms. Go ahead and give me.
I know. So straight men group. I would say this is difficult. I can't generalize that like a lot of these because it depends. I keep saying that, but it depends.
Give it a 5.
There you go, right in middle.
I'm gonna give him a 5. And
why do you give him a 5?
Because of what you just said. It flips. Like you don't, it's a 50-50 shot of what you're going to get at the table. I have had a group of straight men be simple and to the point and be charming at the table and tip well and all that stuff. And then I've had the straight group of men that just overdo it. They over talk sometimes to you, like, you know, with the sexist comments a little bit.
Yeah, women have conversations and
they call you honey and sweetie too much, and they run you around a little bit, and then they say they're going to tip you great, and then they don't. It's like the ones talking the most at the table.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a coin flip with getting a group of men. It's a coin flip, and that's the last one I got.
Okay. On that note, I'm gonna sit here and drink my Rodmosa, and yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up. This storm of an episode, all the chaos. All right, guys. Well, remember to always like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on our soch, as Summer would say. Drink responsibly, and we love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Don't do what I just did and crush this whole thing at once.
Maybe you should do it at brunch. Only at brunch.
Down. This is the lockdown.
I can't speak enough about that. Moving on.
What's that, Sega?
Yeah,
Sega.
I'm about to murder my kids. Sophie, honey, go in your room. No, go in your room.
Is that Sonic? It sounds like Sonic.
Yeah, it is. Could you close the door, Sophie? I'm just gonna start just hollering at them now. Sophie, close the door. What door? Your door to your room. What do you mean, what door? Oh my goodness.